Happy New Year and all that jazz. So it's really cold out here, so I don't know how long this is gonna go. It goes until my hands are too cold. You see the cars got a little frost on them? But here I am complaining there's somewhere in the world where there's like 18 feet of snow. But anyway, it's a new year. And I spent my New Year's, I went to a, you know those, I felt like I already told you this. I guess I told you I was doing before, but I'll tell you how it went. So I went to this Peep, like the Easter candy Peep thing. And it was, if I had kids, I'd bring them 1 year. I don't think they would want to go again. But, you know, it's something to do, and I did something. I don't think I'd do it again. But, yeah. And then I came back home, and I worked on my 365, because I was behind. So I was just cranking them out. Actually, when I was at the Peep thing, I was writing rhymes. Some random guy was, like, looking at me. I perceived that he was looking at me. So I wrote this whole thing about, he looking at me strange, that's okay. I have to come back to range and break him up. Oh, I wasn't saying all that. But, so I wrote all my raps. And then I hit 364 on New Year's Eve. And I wanted to do the 365 on New Year's Day. So I went to bed, woke up, and did what I do. And it was a good feeling, you know? Finished. Now the hard part came in. I had to like post all these things onto my Bandcamp. It's really difficult to put 365 songs onto like iTunes because they be all like, maybe they think it's AI creation because they make it really hard. Like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. So I just Bandcamp it. I tried earlier to put them up as I was doing it, but they gave me too much flack. But so I had to go through them, and now this time I was pretty good with it. So I every time I made a song, I made sure I posted it and I put all the songs in one place. But sometimes I use different platforms, and they would output to a different location. And sometimes I would just make the whole video, and I wouldn't make like the video of me making a song and then have the song at the end of that video, but it wouldn't be a separate file. So I had to go back in there and find the files. And then one song I did, it was just silence because it's right when the Middle Eastern stuff happened, and I didn't know what to say. I don't know any shit. So I just do silence because that's not even a file. So I had to make a silent file just to put it up there. But and then I had to get ready to sell it, which it's so weird. I can make shit all day. I just hate selling shit. The idea, the audacity. Buy my stuff. But ultimately, I need people to buy my stuff because this year, one of the things I did, I'm not allowed to buy anything from my work money. I can only buy music stuff from the profits of music stuff because that makes sense. Right now, like I get a paycheck of, for example, I get a paycheck of $100. I pay my bills, whatever, and then everything that's left, I buy music stuff. I don't even buy food stuff. And then the idea is whatever I bought will just magically make enough money to cover back. It never does. So this year, I can't buy anything. If I want it, I'm gonna have to save up using my music money. And I don't make any. Well, I do make a little bit, but and I also did this. It's not true balancing of whatever, but so everything I bought right up until New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, all that, I'm just gonna zero it out. So starting from 2024, January 1st, I'm at 0. But then I got hit with the freaking, because I didn't even remember I had it. But I do Tooncore. It's like a streaming platform. Or it's a what do you call it? It's a DSP, digital service provider. So I put my one song on Tooncore and they will farm it out to Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, Instagram, Spotify. So I forgot about that. So right on On the first of the year, boom, I get hit with $34. Now, the stupid thing is I didn't even read the small print. If you don't pay for it every year, it's one price for the year. But if you don't pay for it, they'll take all your stuff down, which is kind of annoying. But it goes both ways. It's cost effective in the sense that one price, you could put up 1 billion songs. Or you pay per song, CD Baby. I think it used to be $25 per album or $10, whatever. But yeah, that's the first music-related charge of the year. So technically I'm negative $34. But it's only been 5 days, so... Well, actually, so I did get all my 365 stuff up. I put it all up. And I posted on Friday, and I got 2 sales. One person bought the limited edition USB drive thingy, and another person just bought it streaming. So that was $60 total. And then someone else bought another album, which is cool, so $70. So I made a profit of $70 minus the $35 of the streaming, so I'm technically up $35, so hooray. So I want to do it like that, because you need the small wins. No, I can't buy a car. No, I'm not on TV yet, but I could say I'm winning at this particular moment. However, you say you're walking, you're always walking, but there's a real reason why I'm walking today. I'm walking to the bank for my dad. My battery it died yesterday. I woke up, went to the car, so I like to warm it up before I go to work. I put it in there like, I'm like, what? Really? Now? Happy New Year. So luckily I get up early enough, and that's why you should get up early, man, because you never know, that I could see when the bus ran. And when I checked my little app, because we got a bus app, it said the next bus is in 20 minutes and I get to work at 8, which is technically 15 minutes after the kids are inside. But the bus before will get me at 7:30, which gives me 15 minutes before they come. But then I was like, I'm just gonna run for it. So I said, good morning, Dad. And I just ran out the house. And of course, buses are usually late in America, or at least Pennsylvania, or at least Easton. I don't know about other places. I won't shit on anybody's transportation system. So I was able to get there, and it came, and I got to work on time. But I won't be able to buy a battery, or I won't get paid until Friday. The bus is cool, though, in the sense that this year my newest challenge is reading books. I want to read 24 or more books before the end of the year. And on the bus is the perfect time, because you can't read, audiobooks, but I actually want to read physical books, because I got a stack of books. The first book I already read was The Secret Life of Bees, which apparently has a movie. I guess most books do, but it has a movie, and Queen Latifah and Alicia Keys and some other probably famous people, but musician are who I'm gravitating to. So, but again, I can't buy it. Well, I guess that's the other thing. I want to make sure all my the things I buy are kind of, so that would be under entertainment, which I would be allowed to use my work money for. But yeah, just keeping track of it. Anyway, so I read that book. Now I'm reading A Wrinkle in Time, because my kids have to read it, and I want to read it with them. I want to finish before they get there, so I could kind of just wait, because the one kid is on page 4, and they're like, who's so and so? Like, you gotta wait. That's on page 27. But yeah, I'll be 2 books in cause I'm gonna finish that book probably over the weekend, this weekend. Today is the 2-year anniversary of my mom passing. So we're supposed to go out to, where are we going? Cheesecake Factory. I only know about it because the thing that's been going on social media. So I'm interested. That might be my default place, a way to weed out people who are just stupid. When I was in Japan, I would take people to McDonald's. If you can't hang out with me at McDonald's, then you can't be. It's really cold, but it's not that cold. Usually I'd be freezing by now. But yeah, so we're gonna go out there and then go to the grave. And I go to the grave quite frequently. I walk out there, say a couple words, take my dad out there. But it's weird, man. Kind of 2 years ago, well, I guess 3 years ago, I was talking to my mom, and then next year she's passing on this day, and life could just change in the blink of an eye. It's so weird. That's life, right? But I don't even know why I went this way. This is the long way. But I'm also buying food, grocery shopping. That's another thing I gotta do. I started getting into the habit of just buying. I wasn't eating out every night, but I'd buy like specialized food, pre-made food, hot pockets, which is definitely not healthy, but it's quick. But I started cooking in batches of chicken like I did in Japan. And I found some nice sauce. I got the Red Robin's powder shit they always give you, if you know Red Robin's. And then the second batch, I got this paprika shit. So it was spicy and had the smells. When I went to work and it was warmed up and I came down the hallway, the kids like, oh, is that? And they named some like Spanish dish. Like, no, it's just chicken, corn, and rice. And then I got to the cafeteria and the teacher's like, ooh, that smells good. Little smile on my face. But I can't cook, but you know, thanks to my girlfriend at that time, because I never watched my mom cook. So when I made meatballs, I just took meat and put it on the pan and fried it. When I made chicken, I just put it on there. I don't even think I put salt on it. And that girlfriend at that time, she ate it, but she was probably thinking like, where's the flavor? But then one girlfriend's like, you gotta season it, and you gotta this. And so yeah, you learn from everybody. Or you don't. I mean, you do learn whether you internalize it. I went to my therapist the other day, Thursday, and man, I mean, therapist, patient relationship, but she said, how are you doing? I said, or how was your whatever? And I'm like, it was terrible. It was devastating. It was traumatic, but I'm fine. And she's like, I know what you're gonna say. It's in the past and now you feel better. So what happened? She gets me. Most people, they be on whatever they're on, but she gets me. So I told her, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then I know what she's gonna say. You see, it all worked out the way I go. Oh. And I'm like, I don't want to go into this, man. Because she was saying, I always said, the first thing I told her is, if you teach me how to change, I could do whatever. You teach me how to be a super salesman where I have no soul and I'm just like, I could care less if your lights are going out, but you teach me how to sell to someone with whatever, to make sell salt to a slug, whatever. It's like, oh no, just be yourself. Well, myself, I don't want to sell. So how is that going to work? Teach me how to get other people to sell. No, you can't. You just gotta. So she was saying, I need to do X, Y, or Z. So, blah. I don't go into the situation, but blah 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 blah. So she's like, you see, it all worked out. Like, no, I changed. I did something that I wouldn't do, and that's the result that happened, which goes back to she wasn't seeing it. So then we got into, oh no, you're not changing yourself. You're just changing your actions. I says, does a painter paint? If the painter is not painting, is he no longer a painter? And she said, what I wanted to say, but I try not to go down that route. But I'm like, if there was a rapist and they go to jail and then they decide to change their actions, they're still going to be on all those lists. They're still going to be a convict. Or all those, but I don't want to get down into that, so I don't. And I'm hoping she got my point. Like, just So I might double down on it next week because now I'm paying. Before I wasn't paying for therapy, but now because of my new job and whatever, I got a, what do you call it, the deductible or a thing, $30. So I'm gonna get my money's worth. Say change, come up with things. But yeah, it was nice. What else? I guess that's it, really. It's supposed to snow on Monday, which I'm happy for. But I'm hoping it melts and life is good, because I don't really want to deal with snow. I wanted to warm up just to confirm that it's the coldness that's bothering the battery. Because I don't know how I'm supposed to get the battery. I'd have to buy I'm sure I could get someone to take me out there. Or take the bus or Uber. But, yeah. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's everything in a nutshell. At school, you don't want to hear about school, but you're going to hear about it anyway. I put it at the end, so if you already tuned out, you won't even hear. But at school, this week, like, a lot of kids just didn't show up. They were just chilling, taking that long vacation, because we came back on Wednesday. But, so yeah, I didn't want to start anything, because I hate when kids are not there, because then it's like, it's just weird. They don't learn it, so how are they going to know it? So I had them do a New Year's resolution, 5 reasons you were happy to come back to school. There was one paper that said 10 reasons, but I knew my kids would just moan about it, so I gave it the 5 one. And one kid put, "I'm here to see Mr. Bailey in science class." And I believe him, because as I mentioned about my school, there's a kind of atmosphere, which other teachers have mentioned it, like a kind of, nobody wants to be there. And you know, when the teachers talk about the students, it just be like, and it is what it is. You know, you can't sugarcoat shit. Some of the kids are just really, I don't know. I can't really I don't know them like that, but they're consistently just combative. And I get it. We all have, it is what it is. And it's hard to deal with them at times, but nevertheless, we have to, because that's the job that we have taken up. But I kind of approach them with love as much. I don't know what that means really, but compassion is a better word. Like, I understand that shit sucks, and I usually say that, like, you know, sometimes life is just not good, and they're like, "Aw." Try to be fair. One girl had on some press-on nails, like the ones that are glued, so she couldn't technically take them off. And she's a good student. She actually got the highest grade last semester, or trimester. And, you know, whatever. So, and last year, I saw her tell the teacher, because I was there, but just as an aide kind of thing. And she looked at the teacher like, "I ain't gonna do it. You can't make." So I was like, kind of, you know, trying my best not to get on their bad side. And when I came back, like we came back from school and I walked into the lunchroom, she looked over, smiled, and she waved to me. You know, "Hey, Mr. Bailey." So I really don't want to get in on her nails, which, to her defense, they ain't hurting anybody. And that's what she said. "They're not hurting anybody, Mr. Bailey." I said, "But what if you scratch somebody?" "But I won't." And she probably wouldn't. But it's the rules. We're at a Catholic school. That's the dress code. And what I wanted to say, I was going to explain it to her the next day, but I'm hoping she takes them off over the weekend. Hoping. Because realistically, there's not shit anyone can do. Her homeroom teacher clearly knows that she has them. And she, you know, the principal happened to come in that day after I had the conversation with the kids. And she gave her, "You can't have those on." But, you know, what can be done? Back in my day, if you came in the wrong whatever, you got sent home, you went to in school, or you had to take it off. But times have changed. But the next day, you know, she came in, which is always interesting when the kids, you might have a back and forth with some of the kids, but the next day they come in as, hello, da-da-da-da. Like the one kid last week who told her mom that I had da-da-da-da. She's back to normal. It's, hey, Mr. Bailey, da-da-da-da. I'm like, come on. Now, I get it. People have bad days. I mean, yesterday was a bad day. I had to take a freaking bus because my battery died. I didn't tell the kids because it's not their problem. For me to say, I want you guys to be whatever because I had a bad, it doesn't work that way. I don't know why people think it should. Just because you are having a bad day, the show will continue. But yeah, we did a kind of a science activity. I had them do fingerprints. For third grade, it was actually the lesson, fingerprints. So I did that. And then for eighth grade, it was a lesson. And then for seventh grade, I'm like, you want to do the lesson or you want to do just a fun activity? And then for sixth grade, I tried it. And they got it wrong. Like the instructions are, use your index finger, use this washable marker, and then get a fingerprint of your friend and then write up the report. And a lot of them didn't follow those. It's like written on a paper. And like, I told them, because they love doing this, and I told them beforehand, don't bother using hand sanitizer because it's not soap. It's not gonna work. But they do it anyway. So I think my next lesson will be the difference between soap and hand sanitizer. Because that's practical information. I mean, a lot of them I see that they still have marker on like their legs and stuff. They'd be drawing on themselves the next day. So I don't even know if they know what soap is. And it's not a diss or anything. But we could do that because there's some chemical breakdowns. So it relates. So that's my goal for 2024. Make the lessons relatable. Like, all right, here's mysterious bottle number 1. Here's mysterious bottle number 2. All right, try to clean off this. Oh, it's not working. What is mysterious bottle 1? Hand sanitizer. What's mysterious bottle number 2? Soap. Why does this work this way? And then go down that way. But yeah, that's everything. And I'm almost at my final destination. Thank you guys for walking and talk with me in the new year. Hope everything is good with you guys. And yeah. See you next week, hopefully with better news, at least for the car. Everything else is kind of cool. There will be a link in the description if you want to support your boy on the 365 Part 2 challenge.